name's Jenna and today I'm here doing the ultimate Game of Thrones book tag. I'm not entirely sure who was the original creator of this tag, but I will leave it linked in the description box below, so definitely go and check them out. Game of Thrones is pretty much completely over and I never did a Game of Thrones book tag and that makes me really sad. So I decided to do one to pair it with my finale discussion video. So there are 10 questions in this book tag, so we're just gonna get straight in. So questions all revolve around Game of Thrones houses and their words. So number one is House Greyjoy, we do not so. A book you would not be willing to invest in. I did a lot of thinking about this and eventually I came up with Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. Guys, look, I've tried to read this book like 3 times now. I just can't get into it. It's not my thing. I can't get into Jane Austen at all apparently. Tried reading Persuasion, not my thing. Something about her writing, it's super dense and I just know that if I did buckle down to try and read this one, it would end up taking me over a month and I just don't have that time to invest. So unfortunately, I won't be investing my time in this book. Number 2, House Targaryen, Fire and Blood. A book that produced strong emotions in you. Alright, let's be real here. I could pick almost any book on this TBR that had strong emotions attached, whether that be feels or anger or sadness or hope. There were a lot of them, but eventually I decided to go with Wonder by R.J. Palacio because this book, I was doing alright. I was like going through and I was chill. I was like, this is a really good book, but I'm not emotional. Everything's fine. And then a chapter, I think it's around the midway point, there was a chapter and everything just clicked. There was like, it was like a switch flipped in my brain or something and all of a sudden here came the waterworks and I sobbed the entire way through this book. I sobbed the entire way through the film. It was amazing. So good. Definitely had very strong emotions and I still have very strong emotions when it comes to this novel. Number 3, House Stark, Winter is Coming. Your favorite winter read. I don't really have a like go-to book that I would read every single winter. I just don't think that way. I don't think that far ahead, let's be real. But I do know that I tend to pick more high fantasy reads in the winter because when you are cold and you're sitting under a blanket, you just want to escape into a fantasy land, preferably one that's a bit warmer than where you are. So I'm gonna say any sort of high fantasy series, and I do have a book for you, and that is The Sword of Shannara by Terry Brooks. I would really like to get started on this. This is actually a dystopian, so it's not even really a fantasy. It's like a fantasy dystopian, but I know it is high fantasy as well as being set in the future of Earth, and I just want to read it finally, and I feel like reading it during winter is a good idea because also in winter is when you usually have time off, and I mean, it's a pretty thick book. It's over 660 pages long, so it's a big book. It needs a lot of time, a lot of love. This is one that I am willing to invest my time in. Number 4, House Tully, Family, Duty, Honor. A book about strong family ties. Again, I had to do a lot of thinking about this one. I have read a lot of books with very strong family ties, but I decided to go with Seafire by Natalie C. Parker, mainly because the main character in this book becomes orphaned at a very young age. She loses her brother, but she gains a sister and she becomes captain of an all-female crew, and the all-female crew basically become one giant family that would do anything for each other. So it was really interesting to see the way that relationship all played out. This is very strong family ties, but it's the family you choose, not the family you were born into. And I think that's a really interesting concept, and I think that's something that more people need to realize. You know, you often in your life, you choose friends who are your family, and that was what was pretty much explored through this novel, which I don't see a hell of a lot of in books nowadays, so it was just great to have that. Plus, this book is all about pirates, and you'll know I'm down for pirates at the moment. Number 5, House Tyrell, Growing Strong. A book you had low expectations of, but it grew on you. There were a lot of books I could have picked for this one because I go into a lot of books with low expectations, but I'm gonna go with The Evolution of Claire by Tess Sharp. I picked this book up on a whim, and I have found that movie tie-ins like this book is set before Jurassic World, but after the 3 Jurassic Parks, and it follows Claire Dearing as a college student. I found that books like this tend to not be good, and I tend to be really let down by them most of the time. So when this book became my top read for 2018, I was pleasantly surprised. I did not expect it to happen. It just did. This book blew my mind and just took me to places that I've always wanted to go. It is definitely my favorite read of 2018. It's probably one of my favorite reads ever. I love Claire. I loved getting to see inside her brain. Movie Claire makes so much more sense to me now after having read this book, and that never happens. So I would have to say this one definitely low expectations, but damn did it grow on me. Number 6, House Baratheon, Ours is the Fury. fury. A book that made you furious. This one, Losing Brave by Bailey Madison and Stephanie Miller. This book infuriated me because it's not good, but it's not so terrible that I wanted to DNF it. You know what I mean? Like when you pick up a book that is so bad, but you can't stop reading it. That was this book, and there were things inside it that just infuriated the crud out of me. I did a full book talk on this one, which included all of the things that infuriated me. I will leave it linked in the description box below if you are interested. But look, there were things that happened and that shouldn't have happened, and the entire premise of the book is pretty much based on the fact that parents don't know their own children, and it just bugs me. It bugs me so much, everything about it. And I really wanted to love it as well because I love Bailey Madison and I was super excited to hear that she was writing a book, but then I read it and was like, no, stick to acting, please. But like, also I kind of wanted to write a new book now because I want to see if it's as bad as this one. Number 7, House Martell. Unbowed, Unbent, Unbroken. A book you have unwavering devotion to. The second I hold this book up, a lot of you are gonna think I'm crazy. And I know this for a fact because this book was actually on my like top reads of 2017, maybe even my 2016 list, whenever this book came out. Actually, it might have been 2016. Yep, definitely 2016. And I got a lot of hate for it. I got a lot of dislikes, a lot of comments being like, how could you like this book? But you know what? I did. I loved it. I have an unwavering devotion to it. And it's Harry Potter and the Cursed Child by J.K. Rowling, John Tiffany, and Jack Thorne. I loved this when I first read it. I thought it was great. I fully believe it's canon because it is, and I love everything about it. I saw the play this year and loved everything about it. This book is also, I'm also have unwavering devotion to it because it's signed by the cast of the play. I waited outside the stage door and they signed my book, which is amazing. But like, I know everyone has their gripes with this novel and I get it, I really do. But for someone like me, I am such Harry Potter trash that I love pretty much everything about this story. And the thing about it for me is the characters actually felt real to me. I don't know, it's weird. I don't want to start anything because I feel like this book has really dividing opinions, but I love it. I have an unwavering devotion to it. So what are you gonna do? And question number 10, House Lannister. A Lannister always pays his debts. I know that is not the official words, but these are the words that the person chose to go with because they liked them better than the official words, which I think are Hear Me Roar, which is terrible, so I agree. And the question for this one is a book you feel indebted to, and I'm gonna say my entire TBR. I am definitely in debt to my TBR right now because I want to read it and I'm not, and I know that it's gonna save me. If I had to pick a book that I'm indebted to because like it saved my life, well, saved my life is a bit dramatic, but like it's been a big part of my life and it's influenced me in a lot of decisions. I'd like to direct your attention to the Harry Potter shelf. Definitely Harry Potter. I've always and will always be indebted to Harry Potter, but apart from that, my TBR actually kind of scares me. Okay, question number 9 is just a fun question, and that is, would you win or die if you were in Game of Thrones? And I would die within like 2 minutes. Literally, I would be so dead. I'd be like, and I'm done. But I'd also be that, I don't know, but I'd also be like that slippery person who's always just out for herself. Like, just for a little bit of context here, a little bit of backstory, it's a quick detour into my D&D group. Pretty much, I keep saying, like, I'd be cool if my character died, it'd make for a great story, I don't care. And then the second we come across like a combat or something where she's on really low health, like, I turn her invisible so nothing can hit her. It's a thing. Don't help anybody else. I'm just like, I'm invisible. You can come too. So yeah, that's, I feel like I would die unless I could turn myself invisible and then I might survive. And question number 10 is what house are you? And I'm gonna find and do a quick quiz so we can find out. Alrighty, so Game of Thrones, which house are you? Let us find out. I will be sorted into one of the following 12 houses: Stark, Targaryen, Lannister, Tyrell, Bolton, Tully, Baratheon, Martell, Arryn, Frey, Mormont, or Greyjoy. Some of these I already know I don't want to be in, so let's see. Alright, let's go. Let's do this quiz. You're called to lead a regiment of your house's army. What do you do? Oh no. Answer the call and serve your house with pride. Get there as quick as you can. You love war. Use your intelligence to negotiate your way out of fighting. Ignore the summons and sit tight in your stronghold. I would use my intelligence to negotiate my my way out of fighting, and then I'd probably fail and end up fighting anyway. You're getting married! Congratulations! What kind of service will you have? A holy wedding according to my house's customs. I respect the gods. I'll do the service to make people happy, but it means nothing to me. Service don't make me laugh. Yeah, probably the one to make people happy, but like it'll mean nothing to me. You catch one of your people stealing, what do you do? Forgive them, they were just hungry. Punish them, then get them to use their skills on your behalf. Imprison them, your house takes a strong stance on crime. Kill them, they deserve it. Wow, no, I will forgive them. They were probably just hungry. Your enemy suggests an alliance. How do you react? Forgive all past transgressions and decide to be friends. Yay. Use diplomacy to orchestrate an alliance that works best for you. Accept, but keep an eye on them. It's probably a trap. Accept, then kill them when they least suspect it. Idiots. I'll probably accept, but keep an eye on them because let's be real, it's most likely a trap. Someone in a position of authority punishes you for something you didn't do. How do you react? I take the flak for whoever did it. I can take it. I protest to no avail. I work out who actually did it and dob them in. I keep quiet for now. Look, I'd probably work out who did it and then dob them in. I'm a terrible person. Your friends put themselves in mortal danger to protect you. You thank your stars and run away. Join the fight knowing you might die. Acknowledge they're doing it for the greater good and escape. If we're going from my D&D experience here, I would acknowledge they're doing it for the greater good and escape. I'm not gonna lie. Your rich family loses all its wealth after it is forced to pay reparations. You decide never to show your face till your family gets its money back. Freak out and smash stuff up. Carry on as normal, hoping no one will notice your diminished fortunes. Accept the ever-changing nature of fate and make do. That one. Education means everything to me is for the rich, is pointless when you can just mug people for a living. Schmeducation. No, education means everything to me. You hear reports of something strange in your neighborhood. Who are you gonna call? Love that. The Lord of Light, the old gods, the new gods, 1-800 mercenaries. Probably the old gods. Wildlings are the worst, aren't so bad. What are wildlings? They're not so bad. A family member is pissing you off. What do? Find a way to work it out. Find a way to get away from them or them away from you. Give them the silent treatment. Get them imprisoned or worse, expelled. This quiz is amazing. I'd probably give them the silent treatment because I'm petty. You want to be on the Iron Throne. To get there and hold on to power, you'll use your dazzling wit and charm. Fight, fight, fight. Pit everyone against each other. I don't want to be on the Iron Throne. Are you mad? That one. I want to be on the Iron Throne. No, wait, no! Alright, so I am... House Mormont! Yes, you may not be a large house, but you make up for it. With a ferocity of 10, you defend what is yours and you honor the debt you owe. Also, you have a weird relative who's been friend zoned by a dragon lady. I don't know. Sweet. I'm a Mormont. I'm totally cool with this. So you guys, that was my ultimate Game of Thrones book tag. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know in the comment section below your answers to some of these questions. I would absolutely love to know. If you like this video, be sure to give it a huge thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss a thing. Stay random. Bye.